Do you have a hard time sight reading on piano? Well, what if I told you there's an easy way to sight read with confidence and speed? Well, in today's quick tip, I'm going to show you my 5 tips on becoming a better sight reader so that you'll have the tools to simplify anything that comes your way. You want to find out how it's done? Then let's begin. So here's a written out piano notation for a very popular hymn, How Great Thou Art. And it's a little intimidating when you're looking at the written out sheet music and thinking, how am I going to play this? So I'm going to show you the 5 tricks that I've learned to help simplify this kind of written out notation so that you can approach this with confidence and speed. Step number 1 to becoming a good sight reader is to be able to recognize chords as you're looking at the sheet music. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to review the basic diatonic triads in the key of B flat, which is the key that How Great Thou Art is in. So let's take the key of B flat major and let's just play a B flat major scale, noticing that we have an B flat and an E flat in the key signature. And now what we're going to do, we're going to build triads based on each scale degree. Now with the major scale, 1 is always major, 2 is minor, 3 is minor, 4 is major, 5 is major, 6 is minor, 7 is diminished, which means it's all minor thirds, and you're back to 1, which is major. And so a great way to practice that is to simply go up the scale in triads like this. B flat major, C minor, D minor, E flat major, F major, G minor, A diminished, B flat major, then come back down. B flat major, A diminished, G minor, F major, E flat major, D minor, C minor, and B flat. And to reinforce it, you can also play it in a broken fashion like this. And then back down, you can go the opposite direction. And so you can practice this in all keys, although for this particular example, we're just sticking with the key of B flat. But this is the same in every major key. 1 is always going to be major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and major. If you're enjoying today's quick tip, hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more great content just like this. So after you've practiced your diatonic triads, step number 2 is playing the inversions of the chords. Now, what is an inversion? An inversion just means that rather than just playing a chord in its root position like 1, 3, 5, what we do is we rearrange the notes. So for the first inversion, we put the 3rd on the bottom. So we have D, F, B flat, or 3, 5, root. And the second inversion is to put the 5th on the bottom, 5, root, 3. And then we're back to our root position. So the reason we practice these in inversions is so that when we're sight reading, we can recognize these different inversions, and it's better for voice leading. Instead of jumping around from root position chords, is to be able to play these chords in different inversions, for example. So instead of playing all of the chords in inversions, to save time, we're just going to do the 1, the 4, and the 5 chords. That's B flat major, E flat major, and F major. All right, so we have our B flat major triad in root position, which means we have the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. Then we go to our first inversion again, which has the 3rd on the bottom. As you can see, we have D, F, B flat, or 3, 5, root. And then we go to the second inversion with the 5th on the bottom. So we have 5, root, 3. And then we're back to root position. So you can practice them both as a blocked chord and as a broken chord. So here are the chords as blocked chords. We play. And you can also practice them broken like this. Now I'm doing that in my right hand. You can also do that in your left hand. So you can play the same chords with your left hand and then do them broken as well. By playing them both broken and blocked, it really reinforces these different inversions. All right, now we go up to the 4 chord. So in the key of B flat, that's E flat major. So we play an E flat major in root position. Then we play the first inversion, which has the third on the bottom, 3, 5, root. Then to the second inversion, which has the fifth on the bottom, 5, root, 3, and then root position again. So we play them first as blocked chords. First inversion, second inversion, root position, then back down, second, first, root position. Then we do them as broken triads. So we have root, 3, 5, first inversion, second inversion, back to root. Then back down, go in the opposite direction, second inversion, first inversion, root position. Do the same thing with our left hand. We have root position, first inversion, second inversion, root, back down, second, first, root, and then also broken. Then back down. Great. Next we're going to go to the 5 chord in the key of B flat, which is an F major. So we play F major in root position, 1, 3, 5. First inversion has the third on the bottom, so 3, 5, root. Second inversion has the fifth on the bottom, 5, root, 3. And then we're back to root position. Let's play those first as blocked chords. So we have root, first inversion, second inversion, root position. Back down, root, second, first, root. Now let's do those as broken chords. So we have root, first, second, root. Back down the other way, root, second, first, root position. Left hand, same thing. We have blocked chords, first with the root position, first inversion, second inversion, root position, root, second, first, root position, and then as broken chords as well. Root, first, second, root, back down, second, first, root. Awesome. And by the way, if you'd like the downloadable sheet music from today's quick tip, please click on the link below. Step number 3 is to create a chord progression using the 1, 4, 5 chord progression. So what we're going to do, we're going to go 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. But instead of jumping around as I just did there by using root position chords, we're going to use inversions of some chords. So we're going to start with the root position B flat chord. But then for the E flat chord or the 4 chord, we're going to go to the second inversion because it's closer, isn't it? We don't have to move around. We have a common note. That B flat is a common note. So this is the second inversion, E flat, back to root position, B flat. Then for the 5 chord, I have an F, so I just need a C and an A. Now I have a first inversion F chord, and then I go back to root position B flat chord. So what we have here is root position B flat, second inversion E flat, root position B flat, first inversion F, back to root position B flat. And then we're going to go to the next one where we're going to start, instead of starting on the root, we're going to start now with the first inversion B flat chord. Same chord progression, but now we're going to start as a first inversion B flat chord with the third on the bottom. Now when we go to the 4 chord, look at this. We go to the root position 4 chord or E flat. We go back to the first inversion B flat. Now for the F chord, we can go to the second inversion F chord. It has the C on the bottom, and then back to the first inversion. So again, we have first inversion B flat, root position E flat, first inversion B flat, second inversion F, first inversion B flat. And then we have one more where we start on the second inversion of B flat with the fifth on the bottom. Now when we go to the E flat chord, we're going to go to the first inversion E flat, second inversion B flat, root position F, second inversion B flat. So again. And if you practice all 3 of those in those different inversions with those 3 chords, it's really going to get you familiar with transitioning from one chord to the next. Now that you're familiar with the 1, 4, 5 chord in the key of B flat and the different inversions, step number 4 is to write in the chords and their inversions above the notation of How Great Thou Art. And for a deeper dive into sight reading, chord analysis, and chord inversions, please check out pianowithjohnny.com. Okay, to simplify this accompaniment, we're simply going to write in the chords above the notation. So we look at the accompaniment, we look at the left hand, we look at the right hand, and we go, okay, what chord is this? Oh, it's an F chord. That's 5 in the key of B flat. So we just write in an F there. And then we look at the next chord and we see a B flat chord, right? So it's in the right hand, it's like a second inversion B flat. And then this is really cool too. Look, we have an E flat chord, but B flat is in the bass. So we write E flat over B flat. That's also a second inversion E flat chord, right? Because the 5th is in the bass. Back to a B flat chord, that's the 1 chord. And then there's our E flat chord again over B flat. So we're going to call that a second inversion E flat chord. And then back to the 1 chord. So we have 5, 1, 4 over 1, back to 1, 4 over 1, and then 1. And then we move on to the next 4 measures, and we have a C minor chord. So again, we have the 3rd, the 5th, and the root, and that's 2 in the key of B flat. Then we go to the next one and we see an F, A, C. Hey, that's 5 in the key of B flat. And then we see a B flat chord again. So we have the 1 chord, and then to the 5. So we have 2, 5, 1, and then back to the 5 chord. So we're just simplifying this by adding the chords above. It makes the notation less threatening. Then we go to the B section and we can kind of see some patterns, right? We have same exact thing. We have the 1 chord again, the B flat chord. Here's our E flat chord over B flat again. Back to the 1 chord, the 4 over the 1, and then back to the 1 chord. So again, 1, 4 over 1, 1, 4 over 1, 1. And then the last 4 measures, we go to the, oh, look at that, the 2 again, the minor 2, C minor. Now this, when we practiced our triads, when we got to the 7th, you remember how it was a diminished chord? So it's like an A diminished over F. It's also called an F7, but it looks like an A diminished chord in our right hand. And then we go to the F chord, which is 5. And then rather than just ending on the 1, look at that. We go 4 over 1 to 1. So here's the last 4 measures again. We have 2. Here's our 7 diminished over 5 to 5. 4 over 1 to 1. So that's a great way to simplify, is to simply write in the chords above the notation. And next up, we're going to create a lead sheet. So now that you wrote in the chords above the notation, step number 5 is to create a lead sheet that just includes the melody, the chords you wrote in, and then we're going to improvise an accompaniment. So we have the first section here, and as you can see, it's just the melody and the chord written in. And so if we see an F melody, we simply fill in the rest of the chord by putting the 5th and the 3rd. Ah, there we go. And then a B flat chord. Well, there's the melody, so we need the root and the 5th underneath. It says E flat over B flat. We already have B flat here, so we just have to create an E flat major triad in the right hand. F is the melody, so we need the D in the B flat. And then we can play an E flat triad here. And then maybe go down to that B flat. That's different inversions there. C minor. Melody is C, so we need the 5th and the 3rd. F, root position. The 3rd's on the top, so we have the root and the 5th there. And then back to the melody, which is the root, so we need the 5th and the 3rd. You see how we're just plugging in the notes underneath the melody? Makes it a lot easier than reading all that notation. Then we go to the second section. Again, the melody is the 3rd, so we need the 5th and the root and the 5th. Here's our E flat over B flat, B flat, E flat over B flat, B flat, C minor. So there's the root. We need the 5th and the 3rd. Now this is an A diminished over F, which also looks like an F7, to our F chord, and then our E flat over B flat to B flat triad. And so we can next, after we played through that and just got the chords, then we can go back and just say, okay, maybe we can improvise a little bit of an accompaniment by just getting the effects of what we saw in the notation with this sort of rolling left hand. So we could go like this, for example. I'm just rolling these chords. Notice my right hand, I'm putting some of that 8th note movement. Then we go to the second section, we can do the same exact thing, just improvising an accompaniment. E flat over B flat, B flat. So you really can have fun with it, and it makes it much more simple to look at this lead sheet than it does at all that notation. So we've really simplified this down. We've condensed it down into a nice lead sheet where you can put in your own personality into the song. Thanks so much for attending this quick tip on sight reading. I hope I was able to simplify this for you and give you some tools and tricks so that next time you sit down and look at a piece of music that's intimidating, you can simplify it by writing in the different chord changes, condensing it to a lead sheet, and creating your own accompaniment. We'll see you on the next quick tip real soon, all right? Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out pianowithjonny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.